Grindtastic greetings here from Rauta. This time we have two band from Czechia to perform grind. What else really? The first one here is in question is called Perfecitizen. Kind of a wordplay with Humanipulation, another wordplay. This is the newer one of these two, and then the other one is called Gride with Hluboka temna modr. No idea how to pronounce it. I probably would need some Czech booze to get over with it. Now this one is all the way from 90s, and why I decided to make these two into the one and the same review video is the reason that, well, first of all, they're both from the same country. They both play grind, and they're both released by the same label. So why the hell not? Because the audience is exactly the same. Let's start with the Perfecitizen here. And these are, as you can see, pretty much without jewel case covers. So we can pretty much just start taking a look at these booklets, inlays, and all that. Now, this is an interesting band because, first of all, well, it's not grind in a typical way. Yes, it's fast tempo, yes, it's definitely grindy, but it's also kind of a jazz inspired or jazz nodding kind of a stuff, which has some goofy elements, even some parts where vocals are done with vocoder effect. That is something which people usually make mistake with auto-tune. So kind of annoying vocal effects, which is there to just, you know, fool around, I guess, to flirt with the vocals to make it even more goofy, more different, and all that stuff. Maybe it's all about having a lot of fun. I really wouldn't know because, to be honest, I find it very, very annoying, and luckily that is only on one track. But this is very, very much a kind of a goofy stuff, which is, then again, in essence, grind. I will show you the Metal Archive site in a bit, but first we'll take a look at this other album by Gride. And this one is interesting because it actually has tracks from, well, 4 different versions. I mean, the original one is just these 7 tracks, and then you have also these bonus tracks from 10-inch split and then 7-inch split. What I'm saying, 3, not 4. Sorry. Anyway, so lots of bonus tracks included, and these are both split albums, one with theme 11 and one with sidetracked. So more than double the amount of the original amount of tracks overall. And there is pretty cool cover. To be honest, I don't know what the band is trying to message here, but to me it looks like a kind of a space alien creature with a space alien spaceship. So I'm not sure if this is supposed to be happening in space, or maybe this is actually underwater and this is not a spaceship but rather kind of a weird submarine fighting this weird submarine beast. Anyway, beautiful cover, which then again doesn't really tell you about the music. And where the other band is, you know, having English lyrics and all that stuff, this is very much like Czech. What I could gather from Metal Archives, it seems like this is very political, active, or commenting band, and taking into social aspects and all that stuff. So kind of a grindcore in its basics. And since this contains material from those splits, there's also some artwork included, which fits that one. So now that we have this so-called unboxing part taken care of, we can pretty much tune in for the Metal Archive site. Let's start with the Perfecitizen, which is here with some 3 albums out, and the last one being this Humanipulation, the latest one. So as you can see, this band has been there for less than 10 years, but being kind of active, releasing new releases every couple of years. And well, here you have this members list, the band photo. Yeah, they look fantastic. And then we have this track list here to show you the content. As you can see, 8 tracks, 30 minutes. Pretty okay in the terms of not being exactly those fun of couple of seconds tracks like You Suffer by Napalm Death, but more about like real songs with real length and all that stuff. Now, everything looks quite okay here, But to be honest, musically, this is kind of overwhelming because after all, you heard like a couple of tracks, you pretty much know where it's going with the rest of the tracks. And unfortunately, it's not really good. I mean, the production is quite solid and there's nothing wrong with the vocals, but the songwriting is very boring. And to be honest, it seems like it's having too much of these goofy elements. Like, even though there's variation, and I have to kind of backtrack my words a little bit. No, this is not too much like you've heard everything because there are details which separate one from each other. But other than that, I mean, it's fast tracks, which is then again what's supposed to be in Gride. But you have this goofy element, like let's add just weird bass track here, let's add this vocoder effect there, let's add some female vocals here. And it's more like, is this a distraction to point that you don't have any good riffs in the first place? So I don't know, to me it sounds more like a goofy side project rather than anything else. But what do I know? Just guessing. And to be honest, this isn't that good. I mean, with the production and the vocals, a lot better could have been achieved. And if there were not for those annoying elements like this vocoder effect, maybe it would have been a little bit better. But with this one, kind of a mediocre it really is. Gride is then again a whole different deal. I mean, if you take a look at this discography, it's vast. Lots of splits, of which many are released during one period of year. And the same seems to happen until 2008 when the band finally, after 12 years of existence, released their first full-length album. A couple of small releases like compilation split, then another full-length, and then more splits coming away. And technically this Hluboka temna modr is, well, EP. As you can see, only 7 tracks are listed here, and there's not even these other versions mentioned. I don't know, maybe it's a little bit outdated, but you can see that all these tracks are here with thema 11. By the way, first read it, Dilema 11. Anyway, they're listed either here with a split of 2008 or here as sidetracked EP or split in 2014, which then again has more sidetracked songs than Gride songs. Now anyway, here it says like social issues and political unrest are the topics of this stuff, so I guess it's kind of a political basic grindcore. Now this is even more so like if you heard one track, you heard them all. Because even where the Perfecitizen has more these goofy ideas here where they're dropped like dots on the road or the paper, here it is more like, yeah, you have short tracks and then you just move on before you're gonna get the grasp. And as you can see, these songs are so often like 1 minute and then some, and there it is. Which then again explains that you have 18 tracks in less than 30 minutes. So kind of a short pace and all that stuff. Now, this wouldn't be a bad idea, obviously, if the songs or even single riffs were good, but they're really like mediocre. And I think it's kind of explained with this discography here, because I mean, it seems like it's more quantity over quality. Rather than making a few good songs, let's make a ton of riffs. Like, okay, let's just do it. And to me, it sounds like there is none good idea, no good idea at all. I mean, it's all very, very mediocre stuff. Now, that combined with the kind of a poor sound, not exactly poor, but kind of like let's do yourself at your home basement stuff, and you don't pay too much attention to how the drums or guitar sound or how the vocals are done, but everything is like pretty much basic, like let's just get over with it, and that's it. And that's pretty much the whole deal here with Gride. So what I would expect from a band that has been here almost a quarter of a century, I would expect some real quality after so many releases. But to me, it seems like these guys just want to get, away with them all. Like, you have a riff, record it, move on. Instead of just like honing, polishing, and, pondering what to do with these riffs, how to, songwrite and all that stuff. So what we have in essence here, in my opinion, is that we have 2 very mediocre releases. If I had to pick the winner here, which is what I'm going to do, I would say it would be the one with Perfecitizen. Maybe newer ones, but at least they have something more original in style, even with those goofy, sometimes stupid ideas. And their, overall production is so much stronger, which kind of is something that you need, especially if your songwriting and riffs are kind of a useless, mindless, easy to forget kind of a material. So the audience for this kind of stuff is those grind fanatics who just want to consume it all. But will this, will these two actually get any new fans? I kind of doubt it. But what do I know? You take a look at the samples, there will be links provided, and go listen for yourself whether or not they're your cup of tea. Rauta out, bye bye.